19 and 11. It says, Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother shot there from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this scripture was inspired by the video by Dave Hodges on the Common Sense Show. And it says, Will private property and privacy disappear by 2030? So let's let this play.
My. I cannot believe what I read, that it's this much in the open. Let me give you an example where this is going. We've done experiments at our house. We're at the dinner table, okay, our family. And we agree to talk about something. Hey, let's talk about this kind of a computer. And our phones are there on the table. And within 3 to 4 minutes, ads are popping up on our phones for what we were just talking about. Okay, some people that just creeps you out. I'm kind of used to it because I've known about this surveillance for a long time. Now, it's really going to be draconian according to the World Economic Forum. What they don't say, but what they imply strongly from what they say in effect, they say that all private property and privacy will be gone by the year 2030, as we understand it in today's age. The privacy I get, it's everywhere and anywhere, and it's omniscient. It's everywhere, knows everything you say. This is the great spy device of all time. But there's more. If you have Google Nest or any others, I think the devices are pretty cool. I've just kind of accepted it that this spies on me, the TV spies on me. Anything that emits energy can be turned into a listening device. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. And if you're on a certain infrared spectrum, you can turn it into visual surveillance as well, too. So how about the other? They say, well, you're not going to own private property. Well, what the article implied was, it didn't really imply, it said it. Your needs in 2030, you'll have to go to the government to borrow or rent what you need. Wow. Do you understand this is already almost 2021? We're 9 years away from this. How are they going to get my house away from me? How are they going to do it without a huge conflict? Because I ain't giving my house to nobody. And if you have enough Americans that say that, then you have a rebellion. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. They did say it would be by administrative fiat. And let me explain what that means. The legislature passes a law. That's legislative action, constitutional, as long as they stay within certain civil liberty guidelines. On the other hand, the governor or a mayor can issue an executive order. And they've really exceeded themselves in these lockdowns, but that's the other thing. But what we're seeing now, they said administrative fiat. That's something different. That means an agency that's been given the power of law, which I think is unconstitutional, can exercise some form of eminent domain over your property. And at what point do you become property? This is frightening. I would really encourage everybody, don't take my word for this story or any other story. I would encourage you to go to the World Economic Forum and be prepared to spend a couple of hours and just start reading what they're telling you. What they're telling you is what's coming from the global elite. That's their mouthpiece now. It's no longer the Journal of Foreign Affairs, the mouthpiece of the the Council on Foreign Relations. The Trialogue is the mouthpiece for the Trilateral Commission. We're not talking that. We're talking something entirely different now. And I think you got to pay attention to the World Economic Forum. Some people are chiming in on the board here and saying, how are they going to take my property? They said by administrative fiat. I would imagine eminent domain is going to be some part of this as well, too. Perhaps we can't pay our climate change tax and they come get our property. I'm just thinking out loud. I have no idea. I'm not saying that's going to happen. But I'm saying something dramatic has to happen in the next 9 years. Like I said, do not take my word for this. Go to the World Economic Forum and read it for yourself. Well, that's it for the Common Sense Show. Please share this.
I told you all. This thing is wrapping up very quickly. We're going back to feudalism or slavery 2.0, where you own absolutely nothing. The only thing you'll have is the clothes on your back. All right, we're going to read this again in Leviticus 19, because this is what they're doing. It says, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. And see, when they start seizing people's lands, these are the things that they're going to do. And they're going to do it by unrighteous decrees, as said in Isaiah, the 10th chapter, and the first verse. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And as Dave Hodges said, they're going to use something like maybe eminent domain, or seeing as they're trying to produce all these new laws regarding the environment, okay, how they're raising property taxes almost to the same price as your mortgage. All right, so that's going to price a lot of people out of their homes already. So through these unrighteous decrees, they're, like he said, they're going to lie to people and say, well, you can't afford this, so we got to take the house. Or depending on what you may say against the government, they may say, well, we got to come lock you up. And if you're locked up, well, you can't use your funds. And then next thing you know, your house is gone. We are in the end game right now. These folks are not playing. If you think they're joking when they tell you they're going to make sure that all the world's resources are controlled by 1 or 2% of the people, and everybody else is just going to live a life of servitude and have nothing but the clothes on their back, they mean that. That's why it says, and I'm going to close it out on this, I believe it's in Ecclesiasticus, sometimes referred to as Sirach, where it talks about how the rich hate the poor, or the the poor is an abomination to the rich. Yeah. Ecclesiasticus 30:13 and 12. And it says, as the proud hate humility, which are these super rich elite, so doth the rich abhor the poor. And how are the rich abhorring the poor? By illegally seizing their land. And as Dave Hodges said, this is something that's not a secret, okay? All you have to do is go to the internet and look up stuff on the World Economic Forum when they talk about seizing land. Or when you go to the IMF, I believe, is the International Monetary Fund. These folks have articles about how they are about to completely switch this whole financial and geopolitical structure around. Everything's digital. You own nothing. You will be a slave to the system. You will be completely plugged into the matrix. It's no secret. You just got to go read it. So I hope you all are edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.